I'm just the monkey who films it and does the work. I know some people aren't happy with the work I do, but if you're not happy and you didn't donate, well, yeah. It's kind of one of those things. So once I have my own heat source, my own power plant, my own water factory, basically, I'll be pretty much set, guys. That's a lot of cool stuff into a small space. Now, most of you are going to say, this is not a tiny house. It's a friggin' transport trailer. Well, I turned it into a tiny house, and I actually like the space that it provides. You really don't get, what's the word? Claustrophobic in here, because you got the high ceilings. It looks kind of like a hallway, but I cannot reach from width to width. I need about another 3 feet to my arm, Stretch Armstrong, to get to the width of the tiny house, right? That's huge. And then I can't reach the ceiling, even though I lowered the ceiling. I lowered it to this height to save on heating costs. And I'm about, if I had another foot to my arm, I could touch the ceiling. And I'm 5'9". So, there you go. It's about 7 foot ceilings I dropped them to. Originally they were 9. And we've dropped all the way to 7. And I've also insulated the ceiling, the walls, and the floor heavily. The wood stove is going to be super awesome. One, right now I have propane heat. If a disaster happens and I can no longer get propane, I'm screwed for heating. Right? Wood stove is the answer. I can gather from, I got a variety of sources I can get stuff from, and I can even make my own compressed logs and bricks. If you guys have any really good videos on that to share with me, please do in the comments. And not only that, it's going to dry out the tiny house, which I think is a super good idea, because I don't know how, I think the house should be drier than 60% humidity. It's just my opinion. So with the wood stove, that's going to improve the quality in here tremendously. Not only that, I can cook off of it, and it's a really nice backup. I think I went over this story where before bed I stock up the fireplace, go to bed, but I set my propane stove to a low temperature, like 60 degrees. So when the wood stove dies out during the night, the propane will kick on if it drops below 60, and it will maintain the tiny house at 60 degrees, no issues. That way you don't have to get up in the middle of the night on a cold floor, put some wood in, stoke the fire. So it's kind of, it's a hybrid, it's a mismatch, but it will work as far as I can tell. This puppy got me through a cold winter over here, no ifs, ands, or buts. I had it drop to like 60 degrees Fahrenheit. I went to bed, I woke up, and surprisingly, the entire tiny house from front to back was 60 degrees. Nice and cozy. No cold floors, no nothing. So, works excellent, guys. Excellent. Other than the carbon issues you guys seen me deal with over the past recent videos. We're going to get there. I'm not going to run this till we get more into the fall. I'm still in August in videos. You're probably seeing this in wintertime, December. or November, and you're saying, what the hell? Sorry guys, I'm not live. But if I was live, the video quality would probably be whatever. Anyway, what else do I gotta cover? Yeah, so the wood stove, and then once the wood stove's in, and I save up for the thermoelectric generator and all the piping and stuff for that, things are gonna be awesome, guys. I'll be able to make electricity. I'll be able to move the heat anywhere I want, and that's pretty amazing. And then once the water, which is kind of a major part, comes in, you see why I'm doing the water last, because I want to establish heat source, power source, and when that's all in, I can move in full time, and that's when I'll need the water full time, because the water is going to be used for washing, cleaning, not really for drinking, but I could if I heavily filter it and then boil it, then I could, but I'm not even going to chance that. But if I could, if I had to, it's not a big deal. So anyway, just to let you guys know, that's the plans, that's the timetable for the off-grid tiny house, and I hope you guys enjoy the journey with me. And also, please consider helping me out financially if you can. Only if you can, guys. I'm not pulling teeth here. I'm pretty sure $1 a month is worth all the content I put up for my Patreon members. You can ask them if they think it's worth it. And also, big, huge shout out to my Patreon members. I have Pam, who's the superstar, who actually told me about Patreon and encouraged me to go on there. And then she went ahead and is donating every month a big portion, more than she needs to have access to help me out. So big thanks to Pam. Hi Pam. And also Pierre, my buddy Pierre is on there for $1 a month, so he gets all the content as well as Pam before you guys do, all ad-free and in long form, unedited, all put together months ahead of time, so you guys get to track my progress and go from there. And then you can also communicate directly through Patreon to me at any time, really. When I'm at a computer, I can look that up and get back to you as soon as I can. If you've got questions or comments or concerns. But yeah, so consider financially helping me out, guys, because that's a lot of stuff and a lot of money to invest. But once it's there and in, this place is going to be rocking. It's going to be off the chain. And then eventually, the big eventually is, once all that stuff's done, I'll be saving for a piece of property, maybe, if it ever comes along. I'm living in the Twilight Zone. I can't seem to find property locally. And also, I will be also building I want to build a 24-volt lithium, not AGM deep cycle, lithium battery system, which will be very costly. But I will be able to run a window air conditioner, which I already have, in the tiny house, in this kitchen window. So I will be able to survive very comfortably in the hot summer months up here in Canada. People don't believe in Canada gets hot. Well, put it this way. I'm near the Great Lakes, pretty much surrounded by water. And in the summertime, there's something called humidity. And this summer was hellish for humidity. We were dancing around, on average, 80-90% humidity throughout the summer, which is almost raining. That is super... You basically do anything outside and you're just pouring sweat, which is good for me because you guys want me to lose weight. But that's what's been going on. And air conditioning is going to be a luxury, that goal that I'm going to be working towards. But that's going to come after I get all the essential stuff done. And then by then I'll need more solar panels, more flat solar panels to add to the rest of the roof, because I have a ton of roof space and I eventually would like to have it completely filled with solar panels. Woohoo! That would be cool. But those are the dreams and goals, guys. And then of course land is the big goal, but I have huge doubts on that. Some stuff is doable, some stuff is not. So this is a huge breakdown. Hopefully it wasn't too boring for you, but this is the goals for the off-grid tiny house. And I can't do it without you guys, so please consider thumbing my videos up, even if you don't watch them. You click them, you don't want to sit through it, hit the thumbs up, leave. After whatever you want to do. That will help me out. If you want to get really into it, consider becoming a Patreon member. $1 a month. That's all it is. You get all that awesome stuff for $1 a month. And then eventually if the Patreon grows more than my YouTube channel, you know, I will be doing maybe some special stuff just for my Patreon members. Exclusive videos. Maybe some giveaways and stuff like that. So please consider taking the burden off of Pam, so she doesn't have to donate as much, and get in there, get a group of your buddies together, join my Patreon group. It's only $1 a month, guys. That shouldn't kill your bank account. That's literally like going to the dollar store, buying in one item per month and enjoying it for the entire month, basically. But we want, basically for Patreon, we want long-term subscribers, long-term Patreon members like Pam and Pierre. We want them to be on there long-term, because $1 a month, and that's $12 a year, that helps go into a funding account for the off-grid tiny house, so I can get all this work done and you guys get to enjoy it and see it. And then hopefully it's a learning thing for you guys, so you guys can, if you do a project like this or know somebody who is doing a project and needs help, you can direct them to me, or you can just tell them what you've seen me do and what you may suggest to do differently and all that fun stuff. So please consider donating and helping me out, because it's just going to help me speed up the process. If you guys do not help me speed up the process, it's just going to add more years on. Like, I'm thinking 3 years if we come to a dead halt right now to get all this done. But it's a good goal, because this is going to be my retirement house, guys. This is the place I'm going to live full time, and I want to retire in. It's not really a house, but it is to me. And it'll completely be awesome, because I will be the water company, the power company, the sewage company, the wood company, because I'll need wood for the fireplace. I'll be all that rolled into one, and I will be in charge and not reliant on government or other people. And I will just basically have to pay some simple bills. If I don't have land by then, I will have to pay my rent here. I will have to pay for a cell phone, so I have a phone service so I can reach out if I need help or emergency or whatever, or get calls. And also, I do want to get an internet connection into the tiny house at some time, but I don't necessarily need it right away, because I want all these, like I mentioned before, all these stuff on my timeline I want to get done. And I want to get all this stuff done. So battery bank, wood stove, thermoelectric generator, water catchment, wind turbine, all that, everything I mentioned beforehand. you know, you've heard it. I want to get all that done, and when I'm in here full time, then I can consider looking into an internet service. And by then, hopefully, they have something decent. I can live stream from here. If you're a Patreon member, you can check in on me live, maybe exclusively. See what I'm up to in the tiny house, see how everything's going. Some ideas to think about, guys. But for now, the money I had, I may have to pick up 3 more of these trim pieces for the walls. But other than that, we'll get to it when we get to it. But for now, things are looking cool. I just wanted to give you guys, everybody, the future plans for the tiny house. And please hit that subscribe and thumbs up button, guys. We'll see you on the next one. This is Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House checking out. And hopefully you enjoy it.